Guys, welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. Be in the market, one trade at a time. If you're new to the channel, Market Marauders is an investment channel to help you find the best deals in the market. Um, if that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. Um, Also, down in the description, I do have a Patreon page that I've started, which basically has more picks, but also, be able to chat together and talk about different picks throughout the week. So it's just basically getting in contact with you all out there. And going over more picks than just these. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you join that. It'll be down in the description below. Also in the description, there are some book recommendations that I think every investor should read. Whether you're new to investing or a veteran in investing, reading is very important. So just check those books out down below in the description. All right, now jumping into it. Every week I have my top three option picks for the week, and this is going to be my top three options for this week coming up. There are a lot of big moves that have been made in the market that's kind of bounced back from where it was. It was down, and a lot of things were green on Friday, this past Friday. So moving in a positive direction very slowly, but I think it's going to continue to move a little bit more up as time goes on. So jumping into my number one, we got ticker sign NFLX, and that is for Netflix. Its moving average 50 is $368.22. Moving average 200 is $324.37, and it ended the week at 422.96. Now, bear in mind that this is based on when the market is closed. So, when the market opens back up on Monday, tomorrow, then this price will be different. So just bear that in mind based on when you watch this video, that price will be different. Now, I think, investing, true investing means, not just looking at trends and charts, but also just going in and trying to find different ways that the market grows and what the company does. So, going into that, I like to go into some background information on the stock, just so you guys can know where it's coming from. So, background information on stock, it goes to they're announcing that they're having their first quarter 2020 financial results that are coming up. Now, this is going to be on the 21st, which is this Tuesday. So this Tuesday, if you're new to investing, you can basically go to this link and just I typed in Netflix press release, and this came up. So this article is dated on the 20th of March, but also you can go into here and click onto the website. They have a link where you can go and listen to the stream of the actual conference call. Sometimes they allow you to ask questions from investors. So, yeah, right here they say the discussion will be moderated by Michael Morris with questions submitted via email. So if you have a question, submit the question into this email, and they'll prompt it to come up during the actual conference call itself. So it's not something that's exclusive to just people who work there. If you're an investor or new looking to invest, every publicly traded company has these earnings calls that they have every quarter or every month, depending on how the company reports their financials, where the public can actually listen in to what's going on to help you make a sound investment for the long term, as far as, whether you're doing options or just buying the stock straight out. So that's with that being said, I think going into this is the Robinhood app. If you haven't used the Robinhood app before, this is the Robinhood app, and this is the options side of Robinhood. Now there are other platforms out there like Tastyworks or Webull that you can do options on. I just use Robinhood because it's one that I've used for a long time. I'm not a spokesperson for them. It's just one that I just preference wise have used for quite a long time, and I just don't feel like changing yet. So if you're in Robinhood and you're new to options, then you're going to be looking for strike price. So for me, I only buy calls or puts. I don't sell calls or puts. Just personal preference. But if you're for me, I would say buying a call would be the best option in this case of options. So I would say a price between 425 and 445 would be a good barrier of entry for a call um, in Netflix. Now, this is the strike price to you all are new to options, and a call basically means that you think the market is bullish, and a put means that you think the market is bearish. So a call basically means that I believe the price is going to go up above this price. This range of prices between 425 and 445, that to me is going to be based on their earnings. That's going to be next week. But with everyone being quarantined at home, I think Netflix is definitely seeing an influx of the amount of people who have used their platform, which is just an increase of membership in general. So you know, within that 3 month span, you got to factor into account that that's also quarantine time. So people who probably didn't have Netflix probably got Netflix, and people who had Netflix were using Netflix. So there's between Netflix and Disney Plus, realistically, and Hulu. Those are basically the three major streaming platforms. But to me, Netflix, is the one that's been um, the most talked about, in my opinion, the one that most commonly used. So I believe Netflix is the one that's going to show the most gains when it comes to streaming and the amount of people who use their streaming platform. So if you go in and you buy an option is basically an agreement to buy 100 shares of a stock at a specific price. Now these prices change. These are stagnant prices because the market is closed. But once the market opens, depending on if the stock goes up or down, these prices are going to change. So the main thing you want to look at is your strike price. Your strike price is going to be stagnant, and this is going to change, and this is going to change. So if you were to buy at this time, you're looking to spend between $4,320 to $5,293. Now, risk management is something that I think is very crucial, especially with retail trading. I'm not a professional trader. I'm not a professional advisor. Um, I'm just, a common retail trader, just giving advice on how people can find better deals in the market, and to show you that, you don't need millions of dollars, or you need $10,000 to begin investing. Now, these prices, for the average person are a lot. Um, but it just depends on your current financial situation. So 5,000, may be a lot for one person, but may not be a lot for another person. 4,000 may be a lot for one person, not a lot for another person. This is just to give you all a range, because there are a lot of different viewers have a lot of different budgets. So if you go in with the call at this price, you're looking to spend between $4,300 and $5,200. Now, going to my number two stock for the week, I would say ticker sign BA for Boeing. Um, Now, Boeing, has kind of been a rough one, in my opinion. Even before, the whole Roni situation, they've had a lot of struggles with the FAA and building planes. The 737 MAX definitely had a large impact on their quarterly reports last couple of quarters. And they were trying to fix that issue. I know, they were trying to have some government influence to come in with that, but you know, moving forward, I think they're gonna have a lot more good things come out of this. So the moving average 50 of Boeing is gonna be 218.89. Moving average 200 is gonna be 314.63, and they ended the week at 154. $154. So going into Some background information. We can see Boeing is starting to begin production again for a lot of their facilities. It says in Riley facility in Riley Township, the company has been working to restart production with enhanced safety measure. Boeing will resume operations in our production facilities and other areas deemed essential on Monday the 20th. So this Monday coming up, they're going to be opening up this facility. The number one priority will be contain and protect the health and safety of our employees and their families and all of our stakeholders. Since suspending operations on April 3rd, Boeing Philadelphia has taken a number of steps. So they've enhanced cleaning, physical distancing, personal mask use, and temperature screening. So they're taking precautions, but the fact that they're restarting production of this facility is definitely good news. Thumbs up for the company because it's basically more money the company's going to be making. So they're basically cutting their deficit by having more people come in, but also ensuring that the people are safe. That's the main thing, is ensuring that these people are safe who are working, and that they'll be protected while working and not risking uh, contamination. So with that being said, going into Boeing, I think a call is probably the best option at this point. And this article came out the 17th, so this is like really recent. So the fact that it started on the 20th, I think if you get a call in, early that morning, it's gonna be pretty good for you in the long term. So I think a good price to see Boeing go to is between 175 and 195, and that's strike price wise. Barrier for entry is going to be $895 to $1,423. So, a lot cheaper than the price of going in on Netflix. Um, but, this one is out to June 19th. And I think with production increasing, that's a pretty good date to see, some growth. I try not to have my options go out too far because you're basically waiting forever for that to be executed. And for me as a retail trader, I don't want to be 100 steps in front of the market. I want to be like two or three. I heard a famous trader say that. I guess not famous trader. I heard a well-known trader say that, and I think that's something that's very important. I want to be just a couple of steps ahead of the market. I don't want to be trying to predict the future because no one can predict the future. They may open back up and people just have a mass. People quit. You never know what's going to happen business wise with a lot of these companies. So you know, try to stay positive and optimistic. I think this is a good safe price uh, to go in to see growth because I think it's a realistic value that the company can get to by this time period. So that being said, going into my number three stock for the week, this is going to be ticker sign GILD for GILD Science. Moving average 50 is 72.72. Moving average 200 is 66.07, and they ended the week at 83.99. They've been kind of like on an uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, but they've been gradually going up as time has gone on. So, that's a good note, and they're above their moving average 50 and moving average 200, which is also, a really good, you know, metric to have. Now, going to some press releases from GILD, we can see that on the 16th, they released their first quarter financial results for Thursday, May 30th. So, just like Netflix, they're going to be releasing their earnings. I think the earnings are going to be really positive. So, look out for that. Basically, Google press releases for Gilead Sciences, and you're going to come into this for you new investors. You can go in, click on this. You don't need any special passes or anything to do that. You can listen to the call, and a lot of information is given on these calls, and especially the really important part is the questions that investors ask. So those aren't going to be captured when it comes to the actual press release. So the way that it goes is they'll read out the different information, the updates and stuff they're given. then they'll release a PDF press release or whatever format the file is going to be in of the actual conversation that was had. But it's just the financial stuff. It's not the investor questions. So when it comes to investor questions, there may be questions that you have yourself that you want to ask before actually diving into invest into the company, whether that's buying shares or buying options, or or just buying shares in general. So, those questions that are asked are not captured, but listening to the live webcast, will get that information, and it may be a question you have that's not asked, that's not answered, but those questions are usually asked during that time, and you can write down the answers to that, which kind of gives you leverage over some other investor who may just be looking at charts. Just saying, this is going up trend, so I'm just going to buy because it's going up. So, the more information you have as an investor, retail or non-retail, the better off you are when it comes to investing. Information is key when it comes to investing, and you want to definitely try to go in and listen to these calls if at all possible, if you have time in your day. So, with that being said, I think a call would probably be the best option in this case. Between 95 and 115 strike price, I think is a good, you know, price to consider. I think it's a realistic price, and you're going to be paying between $163 per contract to $455 per contract. So a little bit on the cheaper side than some of the other ones, but also for a really good company. So going to with that in consideration, thank you all for staying. I got a bonus stock. So for you all who stayed to the video, thank you. It means a lot to me that you all stayed and watched this video. So going into my bonus, number 4 stock, it's going to be ticker sign mRNA for Moderna Incorporated. Their moving average 50 is 27.23. Moving average 200 is 19.49, and they ended the week at 46.85. So they've been on kind of a really big breakout since um, probably about the end of March, and they just keep going up. So going back into some information on Moderna, we can see this article is released on the 16th, so it's pretty recent news. It says Moderna announces award from U.S. government agency BARDA for up to 483 million to accelerate development of mRNA vaccine, mRNA 1273 against the Roni situation. So basically, this is huge news for the company, and $483 million is not a small amount of money by any terms. So if a company gets that amount of money, they must be doing something right and heading in the right direction. So with that being said, I think the company is definitely going to go up. With the fact that this article is fairly fresh, I think more growth can be seen from that. And I think they're well on their way to continue growth based on news like this. So a call to me is probably the best option. Between $46 and $50, I think is a good range if you're looking to come in into this stock, because this is like $5 and under difference in price. So going to June 19th, I think it's a realistic date, especially they continue to make updates like these with with more funding and more updates on their vaccine procurement. I think they're probably in the right direction, and we can definitely see more spikes coming from that. I think they're just going to continue to grow as time goes on. So if you go in and you're buying this, you're going to be looking to pay between $585 to $735. So yeah, those are my options for the week. Make sure you check out the Patreon page. I have more option picks, and also have a community of people just discussing what's going on. Have a chat on there as well, so people we can just talk about different stocks, because the stock market's always changing, and there may be some different stocks that you are looking at that you may have questions about that you want to ask. That's what the whole Patreon page is for. So look at that in the description below. Make sure that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. It really means a lot to me. And good luck to you all trading out there. See you guys next time.